G'day, we are back. Having a go at Discover the World. I don't remember what this mode's called. Okay, so I think my strategy here is to try and build as much time as I can, and then use that time at the end. The more routes I have, the more planes I have flying, and the more time I have at the end, should mean the more I can sort of just generate a lot more money in that last part. Helsinki, I think I'm just going to get going direct to Berlin at this point. We do have Oslo jumping through Copenhagen, but I think that's sort of almost as far as going through Berlin. All that's going to do is strain this line there. Let's upgrade Frankfurt too while we're here. I think our standard should be that we now put level 3 planes on everything. Algeria's up next. It's costing us 2,000 to open up new countries at this point. I did have a go with the save file that I had, just jumping straight to Russia, then to China and Canada for the achievement. But I think that possibly I've already got too many countries. I don't know. It didn't seem like it was going to give for me, so I might have to try that one again on a different run. I thought I could just be sneaky, just use my save to pull those out, but no such luck. Alright, Sofia is also a point where we're sending stuff through, so understandable if they're going to be a little bit unhappy. Like they're going to be one of our guys that complains about getting too busy. Definitely giving them a faster plane to Vienna, and I would probably say to Rome as well. There'd be no harm in giving these guys a little bit more efficiency moving around. These red planes that we can see sort of going everywhere. Let's get to 6,000 to bring in Algeria. Interesting, you can see the size of the planes, like the busyness of the planes going out of Athens are way lower than the way Athens is looking as being just a level 1 city. Alright, there's 6,000. There's Algeria. I'm just going to get them to connect to Barcelona. I won't connect them through Tunisia. We'll just give ourselves 2 different options to connect through to the European network. I'll just go through Algeria. Sorry, Algiers is the... Oran is in Algeria. So Barcelona is where this guy's building up a fair bit. So let's upgrade that plane to be a little bit quicker. You can see he's red too. Barcelona are also freaking out. It's Algeria's... just suddenly allowed them to have a whole bunch of stuff dumped on that too. Lithuania. These nice little European countries, like nice easy ads. Something like Algeria, you know, is going to get could get a bit trickier. But with these tiny little ones, you know, you're only going to see 1 or 2 cities on them anyway. Estonia. Now, if I left this sort of too far out, I feel like the gamble that I'm going here is that I don't think that these cities will get too many guys surrounding them. So it's more about giving them faster planes, 2 planes on those routes. Like, I don't think I'm going to get too many Finnish or Estonian cities through the course of this. So we'll say give him a second plane. Just let this go for a little bit, and then we'll give him a second plane too. I mean, that's against what I was saying, where I sort of create a hub and make that one line the focus, as opposed to having to upgrade each of the lines. And these guys can probably have a second plane. A bit closer than I'd like there. That's everyone currently connected. Croatia. And if Munich's our Oktoberfest popular point, definitely give them a bigger plane to allow this guy to move across. And you can see that Paris is where he's got a lot of stuff currently building up. These Paris flights, we'll upgrade them to try and just shift that along a bit quicker. Looks like a lot of red planes operating on that too. Let's upgrade that too. Let's really try and get our main lines through the middle, pushing guys through. Once they get through those spokes, then we can sort of... I won't go for the air show at the moment. I'd rather have the money. Bordeaux will go up. We're up over 8,000. Let's get Croatia in. They can go... How big's London? Alright, why are you... I suppose that that's a pretty small plane there. You guys don't seem the absolute fastest. You say Birmingham. Just waiting for a whole bunch of stuff, so that's sort of on the mercy of how fast those planes are coming back. And how much this guy's trying to shift people on. See, Birmingham's another big one. Manchester. So let's upgrade the planes on this route to try and shift them into London a little bit quicker. But then that might mean we have to improve the planes that are coming out of London as well. Get Albania in there as well. We'll go once we hit 8,000. And again, our goal is just making more time. 91 minutes. It's good. The risk that we currently have is that we don't have a lot of money. But we're at a point where we reach where we want to get over a body of water or something, we've got time. Like, if we needed to really plan to, say, get to Morocco, we've got an hour and a half to figure it out. I'm going to go to Algiers because it's the one that we've actually set. Well, firstly, it's the same country. Secondly, because it already has a second one going through it. So we've got 2 planes on there in a setup I don't like. Did I do it again? Yeah, put it back, basically. There we go. Now they're opposite. Again, I reckon we're just going to go straight. I will hold until he hits far away. And grab that guy. Yeah, let's do it. Let's try and see if we can get some money on that one. Didn't bring in expected results. Okay, so noted that that seems to be a waste of money, so we won't do that anymore. Libya. Next. I would definitely rather be trying to knock out these small countries inside Europe. But we will obviously play it as it lands, and so we're going to be just churning further and further into Africa. The good news is that these mean that we're going to be having longer flights, further distances, more money. But again, we'll go for 10,000 in Libya, because it does seem like it's going to be a little bit further away here. Upgrade that guy a little bit. I do think that it's going to be worth connecting these 3 as well. Allow planes to get across the top that you can get from Rome this way, maybe. See, we're getting a few cities that are getting a little bit yellowy. That's our 10,000. Tripoli's not too far away, so we'll just get them to connect through Tunis. Latvia up next. Get another small European country. We'll bounce him that way. Berlin. And I'll just hold out. I'll give him a second plane too. We do want to do the charity ones. These are the ones that we'll continue to always do. So you can see that's going to cost us 1,200. And then we just wait a moment. And then he buys a ticket for 6,000. Definitely, we always go the charity. Ireland. I'll give him a second plane too. I just feel like anything else we get on that island, on the island, will put through Dublin. So we'll just sort of strengthen that little line. Okay. Egypt, we're probably going to bounce through Athens. So let's make Athens a little bit more significant here. Yeah, it's hard to pick where they are, which end of the line they're actually. Where did I start building? Did I drag from Athens to Rome or vice versa? So at this point, what we'll do is we'll just improve Athens. We will give Tunis and Athens a cut across as well. Basically, we just don't want any single line having an incredible burden on it. Try and just shift some across. So let's do that. Let's allow Amsterdam to take some stuff direct from Berlin. Wow. Madrid is getting a little bit heavier. Unsurprisingly, that has brought up Amsterdam's. Let's upgrade the planes on that Paris line. Okay. Benghazi. So let's bring this guy in. I want to get Benghazi to go straight to Athens. That's always going to be Munich. So that does make me feel like what we want to do is give Munich, because that's going to be a regular one that we see. Let's not force all of that traffic to go through Frankfurt. Let's just get the other cities that are in the vicinity that you can sort of hit that from any direction coming in. And we might have to upgrade the size of these planes on the other two ends there. We'll see. Definitely a different approach to the last time I did this, is that we're sort of trying to connect a few more it's like cities a few different ways. A little bit more of a messy looking setup. Alright, Russia's in next. Now, I think that the strategy for Russia here is that we want to move past it real quick. We don't want to sort of... I think that when you sort of bring in a country, the most recent country you bring in is the one that it really wants you to focus in on. So if I go Russia, it could then continue to give you more Russian cities, which we don't want. We sort of want to go, yeah, we've got Russia, move on. What's the next thing you want to give us? And with that in mind, what we want to do is we just want to jump out. So, all right, we can see that London is the big one of where he is starting to overflow. So let's upgrade that plane there as well to allow him to shift more stuff through. So with that in mind, what I want to do is I want to hold to 20,000 with Russia, because I want to buy Russia and then I immediately want to buy the thing after Russia. Let's give this line a second plane too. I don't know which direction it's coming, so I just wait for that guy to be central. Then bring him in. Bucharest. Okay, Bucharest was just busy because the two planes were there at the exact same moment. But basically, it's buy Russia, buy the next thing that it wants. Hopefully the next thing that it wants isn't one of these countries on this side that it also connects to. Like if it's China, then we'll sit on Russia for a little moment. More than fair that Cairo isn't happy with that particular lot in life. Still got Munich as our excessive celebration. I haven't really seen the struggle of it at all, though. I think that they've done a good job of shifting through it. Just got a new city, but I didn't see where. There we are. Definitely my all countries mode, just sort of free play, has made me numb to looking at that statement down the bottom telling me when I've got a new city coming in. Alexandria. So that is this route here. Upgrade to that guy. Suppose you can be a little bit bigger. You got quite a small airport still there. Alright, we'll go you just into Copenhagen. Athens just flirting a little bit there with how much I guess it needs to get to Egypt. I think that's the other thing that happens too. So currently Egypt is the most recent country I've brought in, and so that's the hot ticket at the moment. So there's a whole lot of people trying to get to Egypt, and it's a pretty ordinary way to get there at the moment, like a single lean line. So shifting off that will be good too. And there we go, so Serbia. So what we've hopefully done there is, I'm just going to give him a 5 plane straight out, because I can imagine he's going to be quite busy. So our hopeful goal there is that we've quickly shifted the attention so that it's not Russia that a whole bunch of people are actually going to try and get to. It's Serbia, which is a little bit more internal to our system. I'm going to give him a second plane. Poland's just our next man up, which isn't too bad. Let's give Poland some options. No, we don't. Like the fewer people. Yeah. Warsaw sort of talking to everyone. Then I think we'll just do this. Just give those guys some options too. Palestine. Yeah, unsurprising that Warsaw immediately became a hub and then wasn't happy with only being able to hold 50 people. Well, Palestine's not too bad, because that's just going to be a direct link into Cairo. Western Sahara. The only problem here is that, again, if I sat on that for too long, it means this is where the population flow is about to go. We do have to sit on it though, because I've got no money to bring in Western Sahara. So again, we should see this line here potentially struggle. Alright, St. Petersburg will give the option to go on through Riga in Latvia. Understandable that you're not happy. Go through Kiev. Petersburg can also go to Moscow once we can afford it. So we do want to cool down a little bit here, gain some money, because if, say, any cities like that, especially major cities, we're not going to have enough money to build them back up. We are now up to 2 hours of grace period here. And understandable that you're a little bit of a struggle there. I think that needs to be a bigger plane. So does that. And that. No. Barcelona, what's your Madrid is where you're sort of struggling. So let's give that guy a better plane. It's not necessarily just about the size. These upgrades are also improving the speed of these planes. And that could basically be all that it needs. So really Vienna, I think, has become the central point of our network at the moment. Which is I feel like a problem that I've designed before too. We sort of end up with a very direct line. Like, so for example, it's not the problem. Vienna isn't the problem. Actually, Kiev's the problem here because anything coming from this side of the map, which will become more and more as this goes on, is currently going to have to bounce through Kiev. So we do want to have a genuine route through Turkey to get over to the to Asia as well. So we've got to wait for Turkey to show up for that. But our next, our stance with the Western Sahara is that we will wait for 20,000. I think we don't want to, we do want to move quick. We do want to sort of have a little bit of insurance with what we're doing. Something like, say, Vienna is going to need 1,600 to get sorted. Now, do you have only one plane on your route? Let's give you a second one. Again, yeah, and Egypt and probably Palestine is still a big ticket item. And is still all that Egyptian traffic at the top there. These guys are going full, and they're still not getting everyone. Does also mean we've got to make sure that Sofia can then push that onto Athens, and Athens can push that onto Cairo. But each of these have 2 planes on them. They seem like they're handling that okay. Yeah. Let's get rid of all our first level planes. I didn't think I had that many, but maybe I did. Athens is starting to take a little bit of the bulk of this. And again, it's because there's 3 different directions where Egyptian traffic can get dropped off, and then it all will bottleneck in Athens to wait for those 2 planes to come back from Cairo. And there's planes to Cairo are taking out big chunks of people though, so. So Moscow's a lot of what it's unhappy about. So let's upgrade that guy, because his job is going to have to be to shift all of that Russian traffic out. I guess these northern sections are much preferencing going through Riga, St. Petersburg to Moscow rather than dropping down through Kiev, which is good. Means that our traffic's divided between 2 different routes to Russia. Probably sitting on this this point for a little while. Still wanna, I think based on how much stuff has happened, we do want to wait till we've got 20,000 to do it. There is the interesting manufacture that you can do, that you can see that we could get Japan. You get Japan at this point, and then what you do is set yourself just Tokyo to be a hub of all the cities you get in Japan, and then just set a route that goes from Japan to Kiev or um, anywhere really. The distance of that flight is so great that the amount of money that you could be getting for that um, could be a world of difference in sort of like, I guess, your final score. But um, the way that I'm attempting to do this is worldwide first level airports. Yeah, let's do it. Because the only thing for me is that you would lose that 6 minutes that you would otherwise get for that. And I think those 6 minutes are worth a fair bit. You can see with Kiev here, it doesn't really have a lot of people waiting for any one particular place. It is just the fact that it's a little hub at the moment. It does make it tempting to make a connection for Moscow elsewhere. Like, send them out to Riga or to Warsaw, or even just direct to Berlin. It would just be the amount of people potentially that are going to sit in Moscow while they're waiting for those direct flights to Berlin that could be a problem. And that's pretty split. Wait, those guys are going. We've only got this one plane for Milan, so that could be slowing down a bit of that traffic. So see that like, he's going out full, so that's definitely part of why he's looking so unhappy. Come on, we would like to get in Sahara soon. Yeah, it's picking up more and more of these Russian cities that we really don't want while we're waiting. How much is that going to cost me? 5. Let's get it done. Turkey will be a good one to bring in. We will make a lot of connections through Turkey, but that does mean, sorry, that we do want some money when we do that. The structure that we've got with Africa so far, I think, is quite good. Like, we don't have one route into Africa. We are sort of trying to make it so that anyone coming down can almost come direct down. They don't have to travel across Europe to get down in the right way. What city just came in? Surprisingly, a Russian one. Read him a little bit. These are tricky lines because they're only one sort of city. Yeah, one small city lines that you wouldn't think that they'll get too big on us, but imagine they are going to cause us problems. Alright, so you can see that's pretty nicely central, so we'll go plane to Athens, plane to Sofia. Istanbul can come in direct. Kiev can have a plane. Cairo can have a plane. And probably all of those need a second plane on them too. Unsurprising too that needed a little bit of a boost. We'll give him an upgrade. Let's give each of these guys another upgrade too. We won't wait for it to complain. I expect that it'll get unhappy soon enough. Alright, so next up we've got Mauritania. Mali is the nice city to grab in this area because Mali's capital, I think, is somewhere here. And with all of these little African countries here, it means that you can have all of them connecting to that one point. Again, obviously, I did say that we shouldn't be connecting everything into one point. But, when it comes to Africa, especially at the speed we're doing Africa here. It's we're not going to see so many cities. Like if you look at my string challenge, you can see we've got a bed of cities that run through this area. Whereas I reckon at the pace we're going at, it's not going to be too bad. Even just looking at Europe there, it's not too bad. Well, that's where we'll call this one. So we've got, those are our, if we look at everything we've got so far, that's now where we are at. We've got one extra city to go now, but any questions or comments, feel free to check them below. And until next time, catch you later. See ya.